That night, the air felt thicker than usual. It wasn't because of the weather, nor because of the exhausting shooting schedule, but because of a tension that crept slowly and suddenly spread to every corner of the room. The studio lights dimmed in several spots, leaving long shadows that seemed to follow the staff's quick steps. But amid the commotion stood a figure whose aura was so dominant that it seemed to slow down time. Cheng Lei. He had just finished filming his last scene for the day, but the look in his eyes clearly showed that his mind was not on the script or the camera. Something, or rather, someone, had caught his attention, and he couldn't help but be drawn to them. And that someone was Zhou Ye. The girl was sitting on the side of the room, surrounded by several staff members who seemed to be explaining something while pointing at a tablet screen. A small smile graced her face when she heard a joke from one of the new staff members. That smile was soft, sweet, and very dangerous for those who had already fallen for her. From a distance, Cheng Lei watched the scene. His calm gaze turned sharp in a matter of seconds. It wasn't an angry gaze, no. It was more like the instinctive reaction of someone who didn't like to see his property being touched too closely by others. His steps began to move. Steady, not hurried, but each step clearly carried a message. Several staff members who saw him spontaneously made way without being asked. Their faces tensed as if they felt the cold air of anger that hadn't even been fully expressed yet. Zhou Ye, who had been chuckling softly, fell silent as he felt the tall figure approaching. He looked up, and his eyes immediately met Cheng Lei's. Eyes that were usually gentle when looking at him, but now filled with something else. Something warm, intense, but also demanding. Without a sound, Cheng Lei grabbed the tablet the staff member was holding, placed it gently on the table, and looked at them one by one. There was no raised voice, no threat, but that was precisely what made the room feel frozen. "If you have any business with Zhou Ye," he said softly, almost whispering, but every word was clear, "go through me." No one dared to move. Even their breathing sounded cautious. The young staff member who had been chatting with Zhou Ye swallowed hard, his face pale, as if he had just been reprimanded by the highest authority. It wasn't the words that were most shocking, not the firmness of his tone, but the way Cheng Lei said it without turning his head toward the staff, as if those words were not for them, but for Zhou Ye herself. As a reminder, as an acknowledgement, as an irrefutable affirmation. His gaze remained fixed on the girl's face, as if trying to read every reaction that appeared. And that reaction appeared so sweetly. Zhou Ye's cheeks flushed red, her eyes blinked in confusion, her lips parted slightly as if she wanted to say something, but her words were swallowed up by the atmosphere. She wasn't angry, she wasn't offended. Quite the opposite. There was a flash of disbelief mixed with a warm feeling that slowly crept onto her face, something she tried to hide, but failed completely. Cheng Lei saw it, and a faint smile appeared at the corner of his lips. A small smile that was meant for no one but her. A smile that contained an unspoken but clear message. "I'm here. I know you're precious, and I won't let anyone treat you worse than you deserve." From that moment on, the atmosphere on set changed. No one dared to approach Zhou Ye casually, not because they were afraid, but because they sensed the silent presence of a figure who was always watching from a distance. Cheng Lei didn't need to say anything else. His aura was enough. Several times, when staff tried to help Zhou Ye tidy up his filming clothes or give him scene notes, the sharp gaze from the corner of the room made them immediately back off and call for more senior staff. They exchanged knowing glances, as if to say, "Don't mess around. He's being closely guarded. But what was most interesting was how Cheng Lei's own behavior changed. He no longer hid his protective instincts. He stood a little closer when they talked. His hands sometimes moved reflexively to help Zhou Ye without him realizing it, tucking her windblown hair behind her ear, holding her jacket so she wouldn't get cold, or shielding her from overly bright lights. If Zhou Ye laughed with her co-stars, Cheng Lei's gaze became deeper. If she looked tired, he immediately offered her a seat. If someone touched the girl's shoulder for too long, the tension in the air could be felt from afar. And Zhou Ye? She responded to all of this with sweet confusion that slowly turned into comfort. She began to get used to Cheng Lei's presence behind her. She got used to hearing his breath beside her as they read the script together. She got used to his intense attention, which felt like a warm blanket hugging her in the cold of the filming location. No one dared to comment on their relationship directly, but small whispers continued to emerge. Whispers that what was happening was not just ordinary jealousy, not ordinary closeness, and not standard protection between co-workers. There was something deeper, stronger, and hotter than anything the staff had ever seen. As if every movement of Cheng Lei's body said, Zhou Ye is not for everyone. He is not for just anyone. He is for me. And the night he affirmed it in front of the staff, without a loud voice, without anger, became the most electrifying moment. The moment when everything shifted from mere rumor to undeniable reality. An unofficial declaration. An unspoken claim that rang clear. A sign that his heart had chosen, and he had no intention of backing down. And that's how it was. Cheng Lei's decisive moment made the entire staff immediately understand that Zhou Ye was not someone to be approached casually. Is this a sign of a deeper relationship? Or is it the beginning of a much hotter story behind the scenes? What do you think? What is the real meaning behind Cheng Lei's gaze and actions? Write your opinions in the comments. I'll read them all. Don't forget to like if you enjoyed the story, subscribe so you don't miss the next drama update, and turn on the notifications. See you in the next video. And remember, behind every camera spotlight, there's always a story hotter than what meets the eye.